Good morning, dear children. Now we are going to see the second part of the poem. Yesterday we have seen that continuously the mother is nagging behind Amanda. She is continuously instructing her. She is continuously giving commands to her to do this, do that, not to bit her nails, sit straight, keep a proper posture, and later on she compares. But Amanda, she is into her own world of imagination where she is imagining herself that she is a mermaid. She is all alone on an island, and later on her imaginations goes on to another level where she thinks that she is an orphan, where nobody is there to instruct her. She wants to play in dust with barefoot. So all these imaginations were going on in the mind of Amanda. Now we are going to see the third paragraph. Don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne, Amanda. Will you please look at me when I am speaking to you, Amanda? I am Rapunzel. I have not a care. Life in a tower is tranquil and rare. I will certainly never let down my bright hair. So, next, Amanda's mother is disallowing her to eat chocolates. She reminds her of pimples and acne that Amanda faces having. At last, she scolds her for not paying attention to her when she is talking to her. At this moment, Amanda imagines herself to be Rapunzel. Rapunzel was a character in a German fairy tale that was captured in town by a witch. The witch used to climb the tower with the help of the Rapunzel's hair that were let down by her through the window. So now Amanda wants to be Rapunzel because she feels that life in the tower will be peaceful and unusual. She thinks she will be free and live in a peaceful environment in the tower. She also confirms to herself that she will never let her hair down to anyone so that anybody could come up and can disturb her in the tower. The literary devices used in the poem is again the repetition of the word Amanda and consonants. Consonants is used of sound R. Here in the line, I am Rapunzel, I have not a care, bright hair. So continuously R sound is repeated. Repetition of the consonant sound R is there. Now we will see to the last paragraph. Stop that sulking at once, Amanda. You are always so moody, Amanda. Anyone would think that I nagged at you, Amanda. Sulking means being silent. Nag means to irritate. Amanda's mother now warns her for behaving in a very odd manner. She asks her to stop being in a very bad mood. Moreover, she blames her of having such an unstable mood. She also scolds her by saying that her behavior will one day make people think that Amanda was constantly being harassed by her mother. So here we can see that though Amanda is always pointed out by her mother on every small thing, but she can't react to this. If she reacts towards her mother by getting emotional, takes this against her sense of pride and scolds her that she should not behave like this, as others would think that Amanda's mother is very dominating towards her child. So the upbringing of a child depends on parents, but the parents should also be little bit lenient with the children. The greatest wealth that a child wants to possess or wants in his or her life is his or her freedom. And the thing that he or she doesn't like or never want to be in their life is the continuous nagging or unwanted instructions or overprotection by the parents. Sometimes the parents are protective towards the children, but overprotection is somewhat which makes the child become more moody and they become more irritated because of this behavior. Here, Amanda wants to postpone her growing up because with growing up comes up the responsibilities which the mother wants to inbuilt in the child, which makes her acceptable to the society and make her upbringing a good one. And that is the reason the mother is continuously instructing her. But Amanda, she does not like all these things and she doesn't want to grow up, she wants to enjoy her own life. Now we will see to the style of the poem. In this poem, each of the stanza spoken by the mother follows a rhyme scheme, that is A-A-B-A. The last word of the first, second and the fourth line are same. And on the other hand, the stanzas spoken by Amanda consist of 3 rhyming lines. The use of metaphor has been used effectively in the poem. In the second, fourth and sixth stanza, Amanda imagines, imagination is also too much and that is a very good poetic device used. Amanda imagines herself as a mermaid, then as an orphan, and in the last she imagines herself as a Rapunzel. She becomes Rapunzel in the last paragraph. So this much for this poem. I hope it is clear to all of you. Thank you. Have a nice day.